Well, welcome to the 700 Club. President Trump is promising to be a strong defender of religious liberty. He says that our freedoms come from God, including freedom of religion and freedom of worship.
The president is promising to make a change in the tax code that would allow churches to have more freedom of political speech. White House correspondent Jennifer Wishon brings us the story from Washington.
I was sworn in on the very Bible from which my mother would teach us as young children. And that faith lives on in my heart every single day.
Personal remarks from the nation's 45th president about his Christian faith.
What I hear most often as I travel the country are 5 words that never, ever fail to touch my heart. That's, I am praying for you.
He told thousands gathered for the annual National Prayer Breakfast that money isn't what defines success.
So easily we forget this, that the quality of our lives is not defined by our material success, but by our spiritual success. I will tell you that, and I tell you that from somebody that has had material success.
And he says Americans' freedoms come from God, not man.
Among those freedoms is the right to worship according to our own beliefs. That is why I will get rid of and totally destroy the Johnson Amendment and allow our representatives of faith to speak freely and without fear of retribution. I will do that, remember.
The Johnson Amendment is a tax regulation that prevents nonprofit organizations, including churches, from supporting or opposing political candidates of their choice. Many see it as limiting their free speech. President Trump renewed his promise to protect religious liberty both in America and abroad, a freedom he says is under threat now more than ever.
My administration will do everything in its power to defend and protect religious liberty in our land.
Some Americans see religious liberty as code for discrimination. Can you kind of give us a sense of how the president views this tension?
We have freedom of religion in this country, and I think people should be able to practice their religion, express areas of their faith without reprisal. And I think that pendulum sometimes swings the other way in the name of political correctness. And I think the president and the vice president both understand that one of the things that makes our country and this democracy so great is our ability to express our religion, to believe in faith, to express it, and to live by it. And that's where I think the important part is, whether it's a small business owner or an employee who wants to have some degree of expression of faith at the company. And too often those voices get pushed out in the name of political correctness.
The text of a possible executive order on religious liberty was leaked before the prayer breakfast, but Spicer says there are no immediate plans for any such executive actions.
We must never, ever stop asking God for the wisdom to serve the public according to his will.
Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.
It's a remarkable change. What a difference a new administration is making. Just a few months ago, the Presidential Commission on Civil Rights was singling out Christianity for repression in the name of civil rights, and to have it completely flipped to say, no, we respect matters of conscience. We want all Americans to be able to worship, to express their views without any fear of reprisal. What a wonderful change. Well, in other news, the Trump administration is getting ready to put new sanctions on Iran. John Jessup has that story from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
Thanks, Gordon. Those sanctions would be the first form of punishment since the Trump White House put Iran on notice after it test-fired a ballistic missile Sunday. Mark Martin has the story.
Republican and Democratic senators have let the Trump administration know about their concerns about Iran. 20 senators said in a letter they want President Donald Trump to hold Iran accountable. The president says he agrees and is considering all options, including military action.
Nothing is off the table.
The option front and center, though, is imposing new sanctions against Iran. The White House first sounded a warning earlier this week.
As of today, we are officially putting Iran on notice.
That after Iran test-fired another ballistic missile and engaged in other provoking actions, which include approaching U.S. warships at high speeds.
Iran continues to threaten U.S. friends and allies in the region.
Iranian leaders responded by saying they do not have to get permission to defend themselves. And U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley this week called the missile launch absolutely unacceptable.
What we are hearing from Iran is that they are being naive, saying we have no intention of attacking any country. I will tell the people across the world that is something we should be alarmed about. The United States is not naive. We are not going to stand by. You will see us call them out as we said we would, and you're also going to see us act accordingly.
Mark Martin, CBN News.
Thanks, Mark. Well, China is beginning its new year, and for the first time, the nation is embracing a new way to celebrate the holiday with a musical about the biblical story of Ruth performed across the Asian nation. As Gary Lane explains, Christian artists are hoping the play can deliver the message of Jesus to a new audience.
This is a performance that has never been seen before in China. During the Chinese New Year holidays, theater goers are experiencing the biblical story of Ruth on national stages. Many have never heard of the story, which is centered on the true love relationship between Ruth and her mother-in-law, Naomi. The show producers are hoping the play may improve family relationships.
The only question I thought about the whole time was, how should we present this Christian story? I knew many broken Chinese families need to know the story. The conflicts among family members in China are greater than ever. This could be the chance to heal some of the broken relationships. I pray the Spirit could make miracles.
The sets and lighting design allow viewers to feel as if they were taken back to the biblical period.
We invited historians from Israel to design the stage scenes along with the music with us. Hopefully, our audience is going to enjoy the time travel experience.
Cast members are professional actors and actresses, a milestone in Chinese Christian theater history. Christian cast members told them about how Jesus changed their lives, and at least one actress accepted Christ.
When I rehearsed the lines, I didn't quite understand Ruth's lesson about God until I became a Christian.
For many Chinese Christians, being part of this play is also a way to rekindle a relationship with Jesus Christ.
For so long, I haven't had time to read the Bible on my own. I used to make excuses to the Lord. While I was practicing the lines, I had the opportunity to read the Bible. I felt the Lord is inviting me to be united with Him again. This play challenged my walk with the Lord.
Not only are the Christian artists in this musical hoping for a positive nationwide response, they're also praying the Chinese audience will develop an interest in knowing other biblical truths. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Thanks, Gary. Gordon, this is exciting to see.
It is, and that's a story you're not going to see on other news outlets, but we want to bring it to you to show you the good news is going around the world.